so I don't see her out in the crowd. So we'll go ahead and go into announcements and reports. Supervisor Espinoza.
Thank you. Good evening, Council. Good evening, City of Livingston residents and everybody from, I hear from Madera coming over here. Well, I just want to stress to our Chief of Police and to Police Public Safety to make sure that, school is back in session, so we want to make sure that they're hungry for representation. Unlike Livingston, they're not a community, not a city, and I try to do what's best for those cities. And unfortunately, the county does not have all the money in the world to help and get those projects forward. And so, last night I sat in Planada and, I posted that online. And, and there was always people that are critical about my position because they want to move forward. And that's fine. I told them it's, I understand, here in Livingston, we've been waiting for revenue sharing agreement for 10 years. And, it hasn't, I've been on the board almost for a year and a half, and we don't have an agreement yet with the county, and I'm trying to do my best. But it's also too, it's 5 board of supervisors. I'm the only 1 out of 5, and one vote is not going to get it done. So just like a lot of things. But on the other good side is we're getting through MCAG, we're getting $800,000, and the city's going to put another $400,000, and we have our brand new MCAG board president right here, Alex McCabe, chairman. They, is also doing a good job representing us for the city of Livingston, and we're trying to improve Livingston as well as Planada and other communities in my district. So just, be, also to that roundabout where you go on into southbound 99, it's everybody, well, the 2 lines meet, and then you either go straight and south. Everybody's is always complaining about that, so we're trying to get that done so we can move on. So, and also too, another subject is the veterans buildings. I know that we had a talk last board meeting about the veterans buildings. Everybody, all the veterans buildings in the county belong to the county, and they all need, a remodeling around the county. And they had the city of Merced, which needs an AC system, has been out with the AC system for a year, and they haven't been able to use it for events. So they were at the Board of Supervisors meeting, and we're pushing for that. So I'm putting that on the agenda for the first meeting in September, and hopefully the supervisors can get that approved. And it's a must because with all the heat that's been going on, it's deeply needed. And other issues that can wait, but if that's a priority, then that's a priority. Also, too, just in town, as I was driving around, there's a couple signs, street signs that are missing on Columbard and Sinfidel, as well as Riesling and Johannesburg. A couple of street signs needed there, and we always welcome more citizens that can come to the Board of Supervisors meeting as well as MCAG, because not enough people come. I posted that agenda of the Planada MAC, and nobody showed up. 0 people. So, this is wonderful when we get people, community kids showing up to a Board of Supervisors meetings. So we need more input from the community. So hopefully make sure, just like people are running for the council and for mayor, we need you to come in and express your feelings, not just here, but in the county and the Merced County Association of Government. So even the college boards and the high school districts. Okay, so thank you. That's all I have. If anybody, council member or citizen, have any questions for me, I'll do my best to answer. If not, I'll come back with an answer. Any questions, council? No? Thank you very much. Good luck.
Thank you, Supervisor Espinoza. We'll go ahead and move on to city staff announcements and reports. You're next.
you have the pitch pipe? So we can all sing?
Yeah.
So tonight, we're all up here to kind of give you a little report on what we've been doing to bring about our community vision. There was a meeting that was held in August, as you all know, and we were all there, and there were different leaders of the community, and created a vision for our community. How do you just push the, which one of these two? That one? So these were the 9 vision themes that were identified. And under each one of the visions, there was a list of items. And so what we have done is we've all put down where we're at in bringing about vision, how this vision would line up with our departments. So you can see under recreation, for promoting leadership, we've had a junior lifeguard program this summer. We had a dozen kids sign up and worked diligently daily to help the lifeguards with things at the pool. Then we had our summer day camp volunteer program, and we had about a half a dozen junior high kids that came and helped work with the kids in arts and crafts and assist our day camp leaders. And if you go on down, am I pointing at this? Are you just? And so if you go on down, let the community lead. We have a group of 17 teens that are wanting to form a teen council. We've communicated with them. One of our rec commissioners is working on it, but we're looking for an adult leader, so please help spread the word. Randy?
So just to chime in while she gets going on that, you might recall that I've asked all of the department heads to talk about the different respective items that they've been working on to fulfill the community vision that we set out about a year ago. And so we've been covering several areas and topics throughout the last several council meetings. And today you'll see some areas that they're going to be talking about, and some other areas that there's nothing underneath. That doesn't necessarily mean that they haven't been covered, but this is what's being covered tonight. So go ahead, Jackie.
So the next thing that I have on my list is the STEM and art education and information literacy. Well, this summer we offered our first art class to the kids, and there was about 15 children from 8 to 14 years old, and they did amazing artwork. And I'm hoping at some point to be able to put some of their things on display here so that you can see it. The art class will continue. It starts up again at the first part of October, so keep your eyes on that. Randy, and in the youth, one of the comments was to compete at a young age with sports, and we have partnered with Fuego. They have been coaching some of our teams. As a matter of fact, their leader is here tonight, and she'll be talking a little bit later. And the swim team, we've partnered with a new league, and we are raising the bar in competition for swimming. Again, for job training and internship for the kids, again comes in the junior guards and day camp volunteer program. Providing a safe place for kids to play. All of our youth sports leagues practice under city staff supervision. Then let's see, the police department did join us for an outing this summer with our day camp. We went to the Dollar Movies and watched Ferdinand, and it was really a lot of fun. Chief is always entertaining to the kids. New baseball parks. Of course, we completed our Little Guys facility upgrade, the backstop, scoreboard, dugouts, concession roof, and electricity outlet for our pitching machines. forming partnerships with established base organizations. We have with Fuego Soccer, Livingston Youth Football, and we have a travel baseball that we have partnered with for facility use. Community murals everywhere and public art. The Recreation Commission is now the Parks, Recreation, and Arts Commission, and will take a lead. Community education involvement. We provide family movie night, entertainment at the sports complex, reaching out to the community to get involved. Rec does this continuously as we need volunteer help for our multiple programs. And let's see, we'll go down technology, social media. We have been on Facebook. We are now on Twitter. If you're on Twitter, you can find us at Livingston Recreation and give me a tweet. Cultural arts, attractions, and events downtown. The Certified Farmers Market brings culturally diverse entertainment. In August, again, we will be hosting the Japanese drummers from Belico. Expand youth classes, the art class. We have expanding. We're always looking for new programs. We have finished our first, on this next one where it says enforce coach training and update the rules. Our basketball rules have been updated. And we have purchased new softball equipment and bases. Moving on down to improve current facilities. Again, Little Guys and Gals was a part of that. We also have infield mix budgeted for our 2019 budget of where we will replace the dirt on the infills with cinder mix. Improve community participation, motivate. We did, if any of you had come to the new spring concert series this summer, it was a huge success, and it is within my budget for next year to have our music in memorial. And let's see, on down to more opportunities for special needs. I don't know how many of you know it, but with the pool remodel, we now have a lift for folks that need help getting into the pool. Educate healthy, active life choices. Our snack bars all now offer healthy meal deals. Instead of soda and chips and a hot dog, we actually offer fruit, string cheese, yogurt, and water at even a less price than our regular meal deals. Upgrade of parks, working on that. Growth, and I think Randy, here's where you come in.
Okay, community development isn't as broad-based as recreation in terms of the areas we've been focusing in on. But so it really focuses in this particular topic. So we have, thriving economy was one of the goals. And so Motel 6 is online. Foster Farms plant expansion and various improvements, thank you, various improvements to make that employer more competitive in the marketplace. We are doing several proposals and projects in the Hammett 99 interchange area. I think it was mentioned in the previous presentation on economic development, some of the improvements that are coming forward to this interchange. Plan for light industrial parcels. At long last, we got the Gallo subdivision in the Winton Parkway area completed, and so there are 9 new lots of from 1 to 2 acres in size that provides opportunities for light industrial, heavy commercial uses. Stay within the city boundaries, smart growth. Well, one of the big activities of the last few years was the build out of the unfinished subdivisions because of the Great Recession. As of the last month, 158 of those unfinished lots are either built and occupied or they're under construction. And so we're continuing to build out the remaining subdivision lots. We've got a lot of multifamily housing in the process that we're working with. And so there's more interest in both single-family and multifamily and affordable family within the community. One of the items was to create conditions for innovative business development. And our cannabis ordinance falls right into that category. And so we've been undergoing a number of discussions and work with various cannabis businesses. And we looked, and on the city staff side, we put together the application forms, the processes, and so we're ready. We're open for business. And so we are getting some interest in that area. You know, another goal was the urgent care facilities and having health care. Well, Livingston Community Health has been approved and is currently under construction that'll provide enhanced health care for the community. In fact, it's for the whole region. And so there's been some good success in that area. So those are some of the highlights that I wanted to share with you that have been under the growth area. And now we'll go to the next slide. And I believe that may be the police.
Yeah. Well, this is Yeah, good afternoon, Mayor and Council and members of the public. Again, this is a joint presentation by staff and department heads to support the vision of our community. I want to thank Jackie for putting this together, and pretty much it's a joint presentation. One of the folks that will present later, the next meeting is our Public Works Director. He's actually training this week, so, but it'll be an ongoing presentation. Again, this is under leadership of our City Manager, Jose Antonio Ramirez, who orchestrated the vision meeting and collaborated with all stakeholders to kind of articulate, identify those areas of importance to the community. And this is an opportunity for us to kind of share what our department, what our cities have done to support the vision of our community. Leadership is a capacity to translate vision into reality, and I want to thank Jose for challenging us to support that vision. So I kind of took it under a different direction, though I incorporated a lot of pictures, but showing the overall vision and under leadership and youth. Officer Valdivia continues to do an awesome job with our explorers, and Officer Vieira at the middle school in recruiting cadets. And so during a recent recruitment, as school began, he was able to recruit 15 additional explorers and 10 students at Livingston Middle School for the cadet program. And this coming weekend is going to be one of our first large details involving some of these students. They're going to have to train very quickly. And so we're taking 40 of the students down to Laguna Seca and Pebble Beach for some details. Again, the programs support the mission of the Explorer Post, and they actually get donations from those entities to buy equipment and provide resources for them to continue their details. Our resident detective assigned to the task force orchestrated a search warrant here in Livingston due to a suspicion of selling marijuana, and as a result of the seizure, they were able to actually seize and arrest several people. But one of the things that they did was they took an assault rifle off the streets, an AK-47. And again, this type of behavior poses a significant threat to our community, and we were able to take that threat and remove it from the community. It's one of the things that we encourage our staff is to get involved in the schools, and Sergeant Ramirez has put together a program where the department has 4 basically resourced old newspaper racks from the Merced Star, donated them, and they were painted. Art did a great job at Public Works to paint them, and They're placed in 4 areas throughout the city, and as a result of his initiative in this program, I think we have like 500 books that were donated to the police department, and they're actually put into these racks throughout the city, and kids are free to come and take them as they please. And then Sergeant Ramirez has taken the lead in going to different schools and reading to the kids with his team, supporting the Read Across America Day. And as Jackie mentioned, we did a movie night, or I should say a movie day, and took some ASIC kids out there and had a great time with that. Safety, we had a National Night Out event. It was hosted at several different neighborhoods here in Livingston. Sergeant Fong took the lead on that and did a great job working with our explorers, providing hot dogs, and actually worked with 4 explorers to do a presentation on personal safety and crime prevention. And it was a great evening. A lot of good was had. One of the neighborhoods over off Grapevine actually had a large group with a lot of good food. And one of the very few times I've seen our Mayor Pro Tem with a big smile on his face. And the story behind that was Sergeant Fong was able to secure a very large amount of whistles that have our logo on it. And he got all the kids to blow the whistle at the same time. So with that little shriek going out pretty loud, it pretty much was pretty funny with all the people grabbing their ears. But it was a good time, and good time by all. I want to thank Louisa Davis, who was at this one event, who took some pictures, and she offered to provide them to us. So I took up on her offer, and she actually did some really good pictures. Safety, as you know, there's a couple of homeless encampments in Livingston. Some of them were not in our jurisdiction. We worked with, we tried to work with some entities that actually had jurisdictional areas, and it was kind of a slow process. So we decided to enact our local camping ordinance and follow the letter of the ordinance. And Corporal Hazelwood did a great job going out there and coordinate that with Public Works, and basically clean up both and provide resources to those and clean up both spots using a front loader, and everything's nice and clean now. Also, Enrique participated in the Foster Farms Safety Fair that was at their facility and provided resources to all the employees there during pretty much all morning and early afternoon. So that was a good opportunity to get involved and provide those employees with some safety tips. And thank you, Supervisor Espinoza. This is exactly what you had mentioned. Again, Corporal Hazelwood, 10 years of experience with the California Highway Patrol, is kind of the lead on this and working at all the different schools. Today was kind of a light day, but tomorrow and on we'll have officers at all the schools, basically reminding those motorists that school's in session. They will be giving out warnings for the first couple weeks, and then after that, they'll be issuing citations. And I think that's it. I'll turn over to the fire department.
Thank you, Mayor and City Council. So for the fire department, we wanted just to make it kind of quick and show some of the education programs that we've done throughout the year. So for us, we did the National Read Across America Day. We also had numerous station tours for the students, and we had some school presentations. For our youth, we had Boy Scouts of America, Cool Off for the Kids Day Camp, and we assisted in the homecoming parade. And for our community, we have a couple pages. We did a standby at the Livingston City 4th of July Festival. We also, Livingston volunteers, we had 2 of them. They were at the Ferguson Fire for a couple weeks that we sent out to help out. We stand by at the Livingston High School football games, the Sweet Potato Festival, the Pancake Breakfast that our volunteers. And then this year, we were able to raise over $3,500 for Fill a Boot. And, you know, Santa Claus is coming up, even though it's August. It will be here quicker than we think. Relay for Life and the Kite Festival. And safety, of course, that's one of our main goals at the fire department is safety. So we did a health and safety code and compliance inspection at the Sweet Potato Festival. We also do the firework booth inspections, some pre-plans, school inspection we do every year, apartment inspections, and then new building inspections. And then a couple things that we're working on with the city council is staffing. We're still one person as we were in 1990 when we entered into the agreement. And from 1990 to 2016, the population has doubled from approximately 7,000 to 14,000. And then this year, we're on track to about 1,750 to 1,800 calls, when in 1997, we only ran 860 calls. And that makes us one of the busiest stations in Merced County. And so what we're looking for is trying to add a second person to help both on incidents and fires. So if we're doing CPR, it's a lot easier to do compressions when there's two people there. Or if you're doing a structure fire, having a second person help pull hose makes a big difference on possibly saving somebody's house. And then the second thing we're working on is the facility. Our facility was built in 1950 when the equipment was a lot smaller. There's been several add-ons, and then just trying to accommodate for future staffing. I guess it's my turn.
Mr. Montalano, can you grab the, thank you. And that's it. If any of the council, mayor, anybody has any questions, anybody in the public would like to ask a question of any of the...
Any questions, comments from the public?
That was a very good presentation. Honorable Mayor, City Council. My name is Paul H. Garcia, and matter of fact, I got roots here in Livingston also as well. But the concern that I have is and I had brought this up before in regards to this economic development, is the traffic on Winton Parkway, that what it would create when you build more either business structures or clinics. It's going to be very hard, especially when you got semi-trucks coming in and going out. So I don't know if they consider that in the general plan when they consider these projects. See, so that's the concern that I have. But I think overall, I think it's great of the presentation that they did. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Garcia. Thank you, staff. I'll go ahead and address that. So, Mr. Garcia, thank you for your question. As a matter of fact, with the teamwork effort, both council and staff, actually funding has been secured, and also money has been leveraged by the city. And in the very, very near future, Winton Parkway will be expanded permanently. We were looking at doing something temporarily, but we actually got the funding for something permanent. And so what you're going to see is that you're going to see basically two lanes going out, and so folks who want to go southbound will be able to go southbound without having to wait for traffic that are looking at going northbound. So, and then as it relates to any new development, all that's been taken consideration so that, signalization, other improvements to mitigate and then as has mentioned in the past, Supervisor Espinoza and council here, we've been working to push Caltrans to expand the lane going north and south. Well, actually, south, we're good, but going north. And so that's going to get started fairly quickly, too. So thank you very much. So, go ahead.
Yeah, if I can just add to that too, and also the master plan for the engineering of the roadways is, correct me if I'm wrong, is Gallo will be punched out to Robin, and that will provide an alternate route for the trucks to exit the area onto Robin and back around, which will alleviate a lot of traffic.
That's correct, Chief. Thanks for sharing that. Okay, so at this point, you want to move item 10 now?
Yeah, if we can changes to the agenda, Council, Ms. and Alberto's here, I'd like to move item 10, and then we'll come back to announcements and reports. I know she's got the kids out there playing soccer, so I'd like to get her back to the kids. Any objections to moving 10?
None, Mr. Mayor.
All right. So tonight I bring before you an item about the Recreation Commission. Maria Gutierrez was appointed in 2017 as a Recreation Commissioner, and in July she sent me an email giving her resignation from the commission due to her time constraints. Maria has been her and her family have been very valuable to the department, and it's with a heavy heart that I accepted her resignation. So, the Recreation and Art Commission, they've been doing a great job. They've been identifying department needs and helping with much-needed rules updates. They all have a passion for recreation and are eager to take part in building arts and recreation into our community. So it is important that we fill Ms. Gutierrez's position as we continue to be an active and effective commission. In the past, for many positions, the council has appointed, it is put out to the public, and residents are allowed to apply for the position. This allows the word to get out and that there is a need. But a resident has stepped forward with a letter of interest for the position, and the council may accept this letter and appoint Anna Alberto, or we can keep the letter and announce the opening for 2 weeks and bring letters of interest and other applications to you on September 18th. So it's at your pleasure.
Actually, Mayor, if I may, the appointment could not happen tonight. I know the staff report doesn't really talk about appointment, but also under your municipal code, just I know we've been through this before, but it does say that for your committees, each committee member shall be appointed by resolution of the city council, but the council can provide direction to staff in order to bring back a resolution at the next council meeting.
All right, thank you, council. I'll open up for any public comment at the moment.
I haven't kept track, so how many positions on the rec commission? 7. And how many are filled? One. One's filled?
No, we need one.
Oh, you need one.
We need one filled.
One position.
6 are filled.
6 are filled. Oh, okay. It's just a question, so, all right, thank you.
Any other comments? Okay, I'll bring it back to council for any discussion.
I'm the council representative for the Rec Commission. I know there's been a lot of interest overall from the community regarding wanting to get involved in the commission. I think it's, I understand that you're very interested, but in all fairness, I would like to give direction to open, a 2-week period for other applicants to have the opportunity to apply for that position, and also possibly discuss having an alternate or 2 alternates for the Rec Commission. I know the Planning Commission has it in that way. I don't know what else.
Anybody else?
I'll support that. I'm with you.
To me, to the chair, of course, some citizens that tuned into what's going on, I think would make an excellent commissioner. To me, I think Councilmember Aguilar is correct in having some alternates, but I don't see why we can't just bring a resolution in forward and appoint and still open up for the alternates.
I agree with you, Vice Mayor. I make a motion to have staff come up with a resolution, appoint Ms. Ana Alberto, and have that spot filled.
And then create the 2 alternate positions, so.
And create the 2 alternates for that, so we could fill it if someone
Okay.
decides.
Mr. Mayor, if you're making that motion, I will second that.
I have a first and second. Roll call, please.
Okay, roll call. Councilmember McCabe?
No.
Councilmember Aguilar?
No.
Councilmember Sicaros?
No.
Mayor Pro Tem Serma?
Yes.
Mayor Soria?
Yes.
Motion fails by a vote of 3-2. Excuse me, 2-3.
So I would like a motion to open the application period for 2 weeks and see how many applicants we have, and also have 2 alternate positions open.
I have a motion by Councilmember Aguilar,
Second.
second by McCabe.
Okay, roll call. Councilmember McCabe?
Yes.
Councilmember Aguilar?
Yes.
Councilmember Siqueiros?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Samra?
No.
Mayor Soria?
No.
Motion approved by a vote of 3 to 2.
All right. We will go back to announcements and reports.
That would be me. All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Mayor and Council. So this evening, if you look out in the audience, there's a lot of young faces, smiley faces, and a lot of signs. And what I would like to do at this moment in time is actually have Leonor Hipólito and whoever she wants to come up at this point to talk a little bit about Pequeños Empresarios. Pequeños Empresarios was recruited here to this community, and we very much appreciate the fact that the school district under Mr. Zamora's leadership accepted the recommendation, and I'll let them speak for themselves, and I know that there's some parents here and community members that would like to share. Entonces, si gustas pasar enfrente, Leonor, con tu equipo, con mucho gusto, y pueden hablar sobre el programa. Muy bien.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, and public. Thank you for having us this evening and for giving us the opportunity to share about our organization. We are Pequeños Empresarios. We're a nonprofit after-school program out of Madera that was founded in 2010 from our president here, Leonor Hipólito. And as you see, we have a lot of children in the audience today. These are part of our graduating class just this past summer. We had 47 children come through the organization and go through the workshops and learn some valuable skills. And now they're here because they're supporting the next class. But what we do, we are an organization that gives 4 workshops. We teach leadership values, planet care. A big one is our etiquette class that we have, and entrepreneur and finance. And within those workshops, we break them down, kind of teach them how to be responsible, not just financially, but overall as a member of society. And what they take back is just golden nuggets. I mean, what we teach them is skills that they don't offer in the public school system. So Denota found an opportunity for her and to connect with the children and kind of bring back their culture. The program is done in Spanish, so for the children that want to sharpen up their Spanish or that don't know any, I mean, they can go through our course and take back some valuable lessons from it. But you want to say something? I'm going to have her speak.
Muy buenas tardes, yo soy Leonor Hipólito, presidenta fundadora de Pequeños Empresarios. Pues, ¿qué les puedo decir? Amo lo que hago, me encanta, porque sé que estamos cambiando el mundo de un niño a la vez. Así que tenemos grandes testimonios de que el programa funciona, y para mí fue un gusto, un placer haber trabajado con ustedes aquí en Livingston. Realmente pudimos mirar el cambio en muchos niños, tenemos muchos testimonios de padres, de niños, así que pues les podemos pasar aquí algunos de los testimonios de nuestros niños y de nuestros padres, y pues será un gusto seguir trabajando con ustedes si así ustedes lo deciden. Y pues gracias, mi inglés no es el mejor, por eso prefiero hacerlo en español. Gracias, linda tarde.
So I'll just translate real quick for Leonor. So basically what she said is that her program wants to change one student at a time. Of course, they do it in a cohort, which is kind of like in the family atmosphere. But she wants to continue here in Livingston. She believes that this is a program that's going to enrich the students and the parents and the community in general. And there's going to be different testimonials that will be given by parents and students in a moment. And she really does believe in the program. And as the other gentleman mentioned, she started out of her garage in Madera in 2010. And I personally have seen her, the program blossom and definitely has changed lives up and down the valley. So, gracias, Leonor, por estar aquí.
Gracias.
Good afternoon. My name is Dulce Rojas. I am also a volunteer with Pequeños Empresarios. My experience has been great. I've seen a lot of children change. They learn a lot, and I know that by us teaching them, they will teach others, and so on, to make a better world.
Good evening, my name is Litzy, and I am also a volunteer for Pequeños Empresarios. And I was introduced to this program by my friend Dulce, and she introduced me to it because I wanted to be a teacher. But the reason I wanted to be a teacher was because vacations. I said, vacations, okay. So I wanted to be a teacher because of that. But from this program, I learned that children are our future. So Pequeños Empresarios is building them up for a better future. For our better future. So I really like this program, and yeah, I would like to bring it to Livingston so other kids could enjoy it just like they did.
Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Valeria Quintero. I was a fellow student from Pequeños Empresarios, so woohoo, come to support it. What I learned from this program is a lot, and I really liked it, and I hope that you guys, could bring it back because, I'm a kid, but I'm a kid who is trying to make a difference in my community. So I would honestly love for you guys to bring this program back to Livingston because it taught me a lot, and if you guys bring it back, it will teach other kids too. Thank you.
My name is Oscar Sagaceta. I'm a graduated from Pequeños. I'm a kid graduated from Pequeños Empresarios. So Pequeños Empresarios is cool because what I learned is to save money up for college, because if you don't save up for money for college, then you won't have enough money for college. And plus, I also learned that if you're good in classes, you're gonna have universities popping up all over your text blog, and then you can choose which university you want to go.
Hola, mi nombre es Sebastián Siqueiros. I like Pequeños Empresarios because it can teach you a lot of stuff, and they help me with my Spanish. And then they helped me with a lot of things. They helped me improve my writing a little bit, and it's just a really great program, so I hope you guys bring it back next year. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Daisy Sagaceta. I'm a parent. My son right here was speaking. So as you can see, the program's speaking for itself. We have kids being confident of coming in here. My son, when you guys were voting, when all of you were voting, my son was like, what are they doing? So I was explaining to him. So we want to bring this over again in our program in future references, so we could bring the kids and know what's a city council. They don't know what's like city council. Now they could talk about it and say, this is city council. Mom, let's go to city council. Let's see what's going on with our community, because they want to know what's going on with the community and how better to start at a younger age so we could have a building, you know, filled with people. And I know somebody was speaking that people don't show up because, you know, we need to start from the beginning. My son, like he said, he's talking about college already. And I'm like, wow, you know, at his age, I wasn't even talking about college. He's talking about college. He wants to save money. He's like recycling, trying to help people, not just about money, but just to help his community. You know, there's a cleanup day. He wants to volunteer. He wants to join because he wants to do that. And being here and having all these kids coming up and talking to all of you, not just to the city council, but all these people telling you, hey, you know, we have kids that want to enrich their lives. How can we do it? We need your help in order to support that. Any little thing could enrich any kid's life. And this program, I saw my kid enriching all this summer. So thank you so much.
Hello, my name is Elias Maldonado. I'm also been here for 40 years. And my daughter Isabel also went to this Pequeños Empresarios. She was selected out of maybe 1,000 kids. So this group was a first-time opportunity. And not only that, what she learned also that she made more friends. She had 3 friends in middle school, Yamato, but now she has over 40 friends. And it was from grades from 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. They were there working with little kids. And not only that, the thing is how they were reacting. Plus, you learn 2 languages, you know, which is opportunity for the future, you know, to learn and to grow, to be leaders in the community. So this was an awesome program. It's very new. That's why there's little kids here, you know, but they're here. And also, I speak for my daughter because she gets a lot of homework first day, you know, first day in school. They're all stressed out. But I'm here to speak for her, and what I saw, it was very great. And I hope they were here 40 years ago, you know, to start off, because back then it was just mostly Spanish speaking, but now we have culture, you know, a lot of cultures, you know. We have Punjabi, Indian people, Portuguese people, Mexican people, and American. You know, this is a little town, but, you know, we're feel good, great people, and I love this town. And who knows, maybe my son Elias is going to run for city council. So I'm very happy, you know. They thought it was me running, but I go, no, it's my son. People are already confused, but I'm here to support my son, and I know if God's will, he'll be up there too someday. And thank you so much, Mayor and all the city councilors and City Manager Jose. I think you were there, no? Right? So we were there, so we know what was going on. It was beautiful, and they get to sing, dancing. They were dancing, dressed up so beautiful with a nice table set up. It was just a party for them to be leadership for the community, which I think it's awesome. Thank you.
Ok, pues gracias a José Antonio por habernos traído a la ciudad de Livingston y pues fue un gusto pues estar aquí con ustedes, esperemos continuar. Así que, ¿a quiénes somos?
Somos pequeños empresarios.
Estamos
dispuestos a dar el 100% de responsabilidad para cosechar paz, amor y libertad.
Hemos venido a ganar. Estamos decididos a triunfar. Juntos.
Vamos a lograr.
¿De quién depende?
De mí.
¿Quién depende?
De mí.
¿Quién depende?
De mí.
Gracias y disculpen que hicimos este ruido, pero pues somos pequeños empresarios.
I had a question. If the kids or parents want to sign, si quieren apuntarlos a aplicar, ¿tienen correo electrónico? ¿Tienen website? ¿Cómo pueden aplicar? Or how can the kids,
Okay,
if
tenemos.
they're interested? We have our TVs are on for people that are watching at home or by word of mouth. How do they apply? Or ¿cómo aplican?
Yeah, so they can contact us through email. It's leonora@pequeñosempresarios.org, or we have a Facebook that's growing. You guys can reach us there, Instagram, all over social media. So it's just type us up, and we'll show up, and you just message us. Our phone number's on there as well.
Tenemos ahí tarjetitas, si gustan tarjetas.
If anybody would want a pamphlet, we have pamphlets here if you guys want to take one home and maybe share it with family members.
Yeah, and for those people that are home, if for some reason you didn't get the contact information, you can contact, Livingston Unified School District or at City Hall, and we're more than happy to provide you with that detail.
All right, thank you. Thank you for your time again.
Yeah, no problem. Let's see, I'd like to put Carla on the spot, you know. Mr. Sicarios, I know your son participated. From your vantage point, I know you have your daughter there, but from your vantage point, what did you see that impressed you, and would you recommend the program continue here in Livingston?
No, I highly recommend this program. He would come back very excited to learn the skills that are not learned in public school, earning money, how to bank their money, how to spend it that day, consequences of spending that day, or banking it, manners, table ethics, which are never learned in school, just different skills that they need to become a better person.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Appreciate it.
I was glad to see the young man bring up college, and I can attest to that. I have my oldest daughter just transferred to Los Angeles, to Cal State LA, and my middle daughter is going to Stan State, and that is $20,000 this year that I will have to be putting. So I highly recommend parents put money away now, because one day I see the leaders out here, and we're empowering them to be leaders, and we want them to be educated so they can come back and give to their community, and that's what we're all about. One community, one voice. So thank you.
Just real quick, I want to add my 2 cents to it as well. Leonor, muchas gracias. Fue un gran evento. Lo pusieron, hicieron desde el principio al final. Estuvo excelente desde que aceptaron a mi hijo. Te lo agradezco mucho porque salió ya mucho mejor como un niño, una persona mejor. I'm thanking Leonor for accepting my son there. He came out a lot better. I mean, he's ethically better. I mean, he has his moments, yes, like any child, but he does great. I mean, he learned a lot from the program. I encourage her to not give up and keep on the great work that you guys do, and bring it back if you can next year. Thank you.
That pretty much completes unless you have any questions for me. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. I'm going to open it up to the public if they want to make any comments or had questions on the program.
Again, my name is Paul H. Garcia, and the comments I have, I don't know if this is under public comments or is it on the presentation?
This is for the presentation that they had.
Okay.
That'll be coming up soon, citizen comments.
One of the things when I was a kid, and matter of fact, I went to Selma Herndon, and one of the things that I had a vision, and I hope that a lot of you have a vision by going through this program, that shoot for the stars, not just come back over here and run for city council. You're better than that. President of the United States. That's power, okay? So I encourage and challenge all of you that seek your dreams and your visions. I am very proud of all of you, and also the parents that were here to support their kids and to see them all the way through. They need you, and always remember that the parents are the first teachers of their children, okay? Thank you very much.
Good evening, Council. Buenas tardes a todos. I'm going to go ahead and speak in Spanish so parents understand. Estoy escuchando un poquito de su programa y solo quiero decirle a los niños que no se den por vencida. Todos sus sueños pueden seguir adelante. No conocía de este programa. Yo corro ahorita el programa de fútbol y ahorita estaban preguntando ustedes sobre qué estaban votando y eso, pero yo he aprendido una cosa, que una posición no te cambia nada. Si llegara a ver un cambio en la posición que estaban hablando ahorita, ustedes sigan adelante. Y se los digo por experiencia, porque si llegara el caso de que escogieran una posición porque estaban hablando de la ciudad, de la recreativa, y no escogen otra persona, yo voy a seguir ayudando a la comunidad como lo he hecho hasta ahorita. So nada cambia, ustedes sigan sus sueños y sigan adelante. Basically, what I was telling the audience and the children is keep on your dreams. Your dream doesn't stop on you until you want it to stop. And I'll give them a perfect example myself. And I told them, because they were asking about basically what were you guys questioning, what were you guys saying yes or no. I want them to understand that a position doesn't change anything of your goals or what you want to do. And I want the community to know out there that kids like them, people like me is what you need out there, to keep on working for their goals. And it doesn't matter if I ever, if I do get into the wreck or not, I'm going to continue helping the community because that's who I am. And everybody knows me because of that, because I try my best to do things for others, not for me voluntarily wise. So kids, keep on doing a good job, and I'm glad to hear about your program.
Thank you, Ms. Hannah. Apparently, we have a pic request, so council, if we can come up to the front, the kids would like to take a picture with us.
Okay. Pues pasen para adelante, ahorita el concilio baja. So those of you going to take a picture, just line up here in the front. Council will take a photograph with you. All right, Mr. Sicarios.
council members' announcements and reports. Councilmember McCabe.
I just want to remind everyone that the Sweet Potato Festival is September 21st through 23rd. We'll have Banda on the Sunday night, which is always a blast, English music on the Saturday night, and then for the first time ever on Friday night will be Punjabi night, and we will have Bhangra dancers, Gidda dancers, 2 live Punjabi acts, and 2 sweet potato Punjabi dishes for people to try, including sweet potato samosas. So it should be a fun event. A lot of politicians will be coming out, including Assemblymember Adam Gray, Robert Poitras, who's running out, and hopefully Ana Caballero will come as well, and council members and county supervisors from across the state. So I think it'll be a great experience for everyone to learn more about one of our larger cultures here, which is Sikh culture or Punjabi culture. And with the recent hate crimes, I think it's just a great time for us to celebrate who we are and to celebrate this special culture in Livingston. So please come September 21st. The DJ starts at 5, but the live acts start around 7.
Thank you, Councilmember. Councilmember Aguilar.
Okay, I attended the Planning Commission meeting last week on the 14th. They discussed changing the mural approval process from Planning Commission, which held power over currently. They approved it for the Parks, Recreation, and Arts Commission to be the body that approves the mural project. So that was a good for the Recreation Commission and to move forward with the mural project. An announcement on October 4th, the Health and Safety Fair. That's something that I envisioned, and talking with Jose, city manager, it's taking shape. So hopefully we get a good turnout. October 4th, from 5 to 8, Thursday. We're doing it in collaborative with Merced County Binational Health Week. We're gonna have different booths, health checkups, 200 flu shots. So it's gonna be a great event, and my vision is that we have it as it's an annual event. In regards to that, I'm also attending an emergency planning meeting conference run through the National Association of Latino Elected Officials on September 15 and 16, just to get more resources, more ideas regarding this health and safety fair. So hopefully we get a good turnout on October 4th. The farmers market will be also in effect that day. And then one last thing, I did meet with Juan Luis Contreras. He's currently the Presidente Municipal from Churincio. Just thinking about our Latino population here in town. There's a large population from those municipalities, Torrecillas, Churincio, Changuitiro. So we talked about different ideas. So in the future, I'll probably be bringing some to talk or more discussion regarding the sister city with that municipality over there in Mexico. Just thinking about there's a large population in this town from that area. And that's it for me.
Thank you, Councilmember. And our city manager had another item.
Yes, what I'd like to do at this point, I was having a little sidebar conversation with Mr. Garcia here, Paul, and what came to mind, he was talking about our water quality issues here in town. What I would like to invite, it's a open opportunity for anyone. There is some people that are actually appointed, but it's open to the entire public. And we have a stakeholders utilities committee, and that we meet. And our goal in that committee is to basically continuously, ongoing, educate the community and all of our stakeholders about our water infrastructure, our water quality, and everything in between. And so if you're interested, we'll make sure to, I'll get your address, and we'll make sure to, or email, and make sure to let you know so that you can come to those meetings. And it's also a great opportunity because it's an open forum to ask any question that you might have. And so, again, it's open to everybody. And if you want to be on the actual stakeholders committee, there's a little bit of a process for that. But regardless, you can show up at every meeting. So thank you very much.
Paul, I videotaped the last one, so if you want to see a video of the last stakeholders committee meeting, it's on my Facebook, but I can also make it available for you on YouTube.
Councilmember Sicaros.
Nothing to report.
Vice Mayor Samra?
Nothing tonight, Mr. Mayor.
All right, thank you. Today I attended the mosquito abatement, and just want to put out just public safety out there regarding Zika. If you come across dead birds, they could be infected with Zika. Basically, the mosquitoes bite the birds that have Zika, and they end up biting humans. That there was one case reported here in Merced County. So if you do come across any dead birds, don't go near them. Don't pick them up. You can actually get bacteria from picking up the birds. You can call here at the city, and then we can direct you to the phone number for mosquito abatement. So just a safety tidbit on that. And then also my favorite seasons coming across, back to school and football. So just, the kids are back to school, so be careful, on your way to drop them off and picking them up. So just make sure you're aware of your surroundings. The kids are going to be excited about going, most kids probably are excited about going back. So just, be aware of, as you're dropping and picking off kids, or if you don't have kids, just be aware when you're driving, around the schools. Just, look out for the kids. Sometimes they don't always use the crosswalk. So just be careful. And I'm also back to coaching Livingston Youth Football. This is my year. We have 5 home games, and I invite you to come out and support the football players and the cheerleaders. They work hard, and, we actually take on bigger cities, Merced, Modesto, and, sometimes win, sometimes we don't, but we have, talent here also in sports. And our youth program, we push, education, leadership, don't give up, teamwork. So kind of, that's something that we look forward to. And come out to one of our home games and support the kids. I don't have anything else. Moving along, we'll go on to citizens' comments. This section of the agenda allows members of the public to address the City Council on any item not otherwise on the agenda. Members of the public, when recognized by the mayor, should come forward to the lectern and identify themselves. Comments are normally limited to 3 minutes. In accordance with state open meeting laws, no action will be taken by the City Council this evening. For items which are on the agenda this evening, members of the public will be provided an opportunity to address the City Council as each item is brought up for discussion. So citizen comments open at 8:23.
Me again, Catherine Shaw Rodriguez, P.O. Box 163. Couple of things on my little agenda. First is the roundabout that is supposed to be built at, was it Main and B? I was wondering if you could give us a little bit of a progress report on that as to when ground is actually expected to be broken and how long it will be until completion. So that's number one. Number two is, okay, this is August, and I've noticed on the consent agenda that we are approving draft minutes for May and June, July, August. Okay, I've noticed a consistent pattern over the past year or so that it could be anywhere of a month, 2 months, 3 months, or longer before minutes of the meeting that takes place get to where they are approved. Is there any way possible of getting these meeting minutes done and ready on a more timely basis?
Okay, let me address the first one. As it relates to the roundabout, as you know, the funding that's been packaged for this particular project is not necessarily controlled by the city. So the roundabout has kind of been delayed. I thought it was already going to get constructed even before I got back, but it's been pushed off. Our city engineer had to leave, he had an urgent matter, he had to leave. So we would, by the next council meeting, we should have a better timeframe, and then he can also speak to what he anticipates the actual construction period to be. At this point, I would be guessing, because I don't know all of the intricacies. So rather than doing that, I'd rather give you a better answer, so we'll come back to that one. And as it relates to the minute meetings, we first of all, we're very thankful and grateful that, that Mr. Mendoza, as you know, he has full-time employment with the City of Merced. He does this on the side for us, and we're very thankful for that. So I would hate to put him on the spot, but, I mean, if he wants to share a little bit, he's more than happy to do so.
Sure. As Jose mentioned, I do have a full-time position and other ventures, but I do know that the minutes are important, and I take them so seriously that I put a focus and an emphasis on quality control. So that includes, doing appropriate documentation during the meeting, but also waiting for the audio and the video to be loaded, and as you know, that takes some time, and then going back again to make sure that the notes are edited properly. So there is a process, and sometimes that does take, at least 2 weeks. But, I will try to make it a priority to get them out as soon as possible because, again, they are important to the city.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Catherine. And thank you, Frankie.
Okay, I have a couple of questions that Jose, that you mentioned about the water meeting, but you didn't give a date and also a place or time, and that's what I wanted to know. See, have you already set those meetings, or they haven't?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Garcia. As a matter of fact, these are not set meetings, so there's not any set dates. So what we'd like to do is like to give an advance notice of at least a couple of weeks when we have the meetings. And so if you can provide us with your address or email, we'll make sure that you get notification, and you're welcome to those meetings. And those meetings usually take place here in this same room.
Okay.
And
What time?
they usually start at 5:30, sometimes 6. It depends on, because we have different makeup of people, but either 5:30 or 6, but that's really when it starts.
Okay, but the other concern that I had brought up to your attention is when I was a kid, Foster Farm was here. We never had that horrible smell. And I know that some companies in Fresno, they had the same problem, but it was because of the filters that, they didn't change them or something, and it just created a horrible smell in the community. I mean, especially when you're coming from Merced, coming to Atwater, you smell like onions. When you come to Livingston, it smells like
fried
real
chicken?
burnt chicken. You get to Turlock, in other words, it smells like sewer. So I mean, you're getting a big whip, in other words, of everything.
Oh, we're in good
I
shape.
would like to see a change, man, like it was back in the olden days, man, and everything boils down to money, okay? So I'm pretty sure that, that these people will consider that, we are human beings, and our kids are smelling it, and they're also, I mean, it's actually contributing to the air. So I would hope that maybe you can talk to them, and maybe something can be done. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Okay. So Turlock, you said, smells like sewer, and we smell like fried chicken? Okay, so we're in pretty good shape then.
It's still open for any public comments, citizen comments? All right, we'll go and close it at 8:30, and we'll move along. We're going to the consent agenda. Items on the consent calendar are considered routine or non-controversial and will be enacted by one vote, unless separate action is requested by the city manager or city council member. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless members of the city council or city manager request that specific items be removed. We have item 2, approval of minutes of meeting held on May the 1st, 2018. Item 3, approval of minutes of meeting held on June 5th, 2018. Item 4, approval of approval of warrant register dated August 3rd, 2018. Item 5, approval of warrant register dated August 16th, 2018. Item 6, resolution authorizing the city manager to file a regional surface transportation program, RSTP, exchange program, fund claim form for the fiscal year 2017/2018. Item 7, resolution authorizing investment of monies in the local agency investment fund. Council?
Mr. Mayor, make the motion to approve the consent.
I have a first from Vice Mayor Samra. Second?
I'll second.
Second by Councilmember Sicaros. Can I get roll call, please?
Okay, roll call. Councilmember McCabe?
Aye.
Councilmember Aguilar?
Yes.
Councilmember Siqueiros?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Samra?
Yes.
Mayor Soria?
Yes.
Motion approved.
All right, moving along, we're going into discussion potential action items. Not on the, on the,
The public could get to pull items from the consent calendar. And you may, Mayor, if he wants to have a comment, but usually the public, during public comment, could say that they want to pull items from the consent calendar. I know that that's been the custom here. I know you don't attend most of the meetings, but the consent calendar is treated different. But if you wanted to pull an item and you had a comment, definitely the council does take that.
was there an item you wanted to pull or comment on? Was there an item on? Go ahead and come up to the lectern.
My comment would be on the minutes that were held for, what is it, May 1, 2018, and June 5th, 2018. Those are the ones that, when will they be available after they've been approved for the public?
They're available now.
Huh?
They're available now.
I can't hear you.
They're in the packet, they're available now.
Okay, thank you.
Come to the meetings. It's a big deal about the meetings.
All right. Moving forward, we'll go to item 8. We have a resolution accepting bid from RTC Construction Management Incorporated for waterline replacement, project Phase 3, 16-CDBG-1142.
Mr. Mayor and Council and public, as part of our ongoing efforts to continuously work towards addressing our infrastructure needs here in town as it relates to our water quality and also our conveyance of our water. What you see before you today is a water line replacement project phase number 3. What's out in the community is that you have cast iron lines, you have some asbestos lines, you have some black pipe lines, and some cast iron lines. And so the idea is to try to replace all of those with C900s, which are the new type of water lines in town. So we were successful in getting some community development block grant funds to actually pay for this. So we're very thankful for that. So in this particular room, we actually we followed the proper protocols and procedures that are outlined by the state. And in this particular room, we opened bids at 2 o'clock on the 14th of August, and we had 4 firms that decided that they wanted to bid towards the project. Those four firms were RTC Construction Management, Inc., Rolf Construction, Monzingo Construction, Inc., and finally, Midcal Pipeline and Utilities, Inc. And if you look at the engineer's estimate was $1,260,222, and the lowest bidder was RTC Construction, Inc., and they came back at $1,079,411. And so definitely underneath, under the estimated engineer's report. That's all, we're always happy about that. And we're recommending to council that, that council award the contract to RTC Construction Management, Inc. For that amount, $1,079,411.
Thank you, Jose. I'm going to open it up for public comment.
Actually, I want to know how many of those, what do you call it, contractors applied for the bid?
Mr. Garcia, we had four bidders, four
Okay.
bidders. Yeah.
And the this one right here was the least bid?
Yes, so the way it works is staff analyzes, because we want to know, we want to have the lowest but also the most responsible bidder. In this particular case, everything was checked and it happened to be the lowest and the most responsible bidder. And so RTC Management Construction is the firm that that we are recommending the council to.
Are those pipes are the ones for the homes that already been here for so many years, or is this with a new development that's going on?
Neither. What this is we do not go into into the private property. So everything we do is in the public right of way. So what we will be replacing is water lines that are, whether it's in the alley or in the streets, it depends. And we will basically be digging those out and replacing them with new lines so that to try to minimize on the buildup of some of the discolored water that's created in town. Any new pipelines that are in the ground that start from the public to the private side, that is the homeowner's responsibility. And so homeowners need to address that, and then also their hot water heaters, because sometimes the hot water heaters also cause some discoloration in the water.
So this is only the hookup to the property owner. The property owner is responsible for the dwelling.
That's correct.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir.
Rodrigo Espinoza, Livingston. Just for public information, so this is just the water lines, and it also includes the new water meters, right?
So this particular grant only addresses the pipeline, but we do have a program that we implement ongoing to replace water meters. So we replace them because, as you know, they malfunction, and in terms of priority, we focus on the industrial meters first, because if those malfunction, those are millions of gallons, and that turns to be thousands and thousands of dollars. But from that point, we rotate and we continually change the water meters. Our goal is to have a fixed-based system in Livingston where we can have actual live read from City Hall, so that we don't have to send our public works personnel to go up and down the streets and the alleys reading the meters, because they're called XMUs, and those connect, or basically have a radio that
Just with an antenna.
Yeah, for the antenna.
Okay. I know that there was the old way manually reading,
Yeah,
which took a
that's
long
gone.
time. And then the radio read, which is, the truck drives around, but now the new ones is from City Hall, just sends a signal and it pulls all that. So yeah, that's just the information I just wanted for the public. And also too, this is the last phase, or is there still one more phase after this?
No, there's another phase. We want to hit the community completely, and as you know, as Mr. Garcia was saying, new development basically you're looking at new lines, so those lines shouldn't have to be replaced for 100 years from now, especially because the C900 pipes are superior than what was in the past, so they last a lot longer, not 50 or 60 years.
That'll eliminate a lot of the brown water in the community, but also stress that we still need to continue to do, and for the citizens to call to make sure we open up the hydrants, continue doing hydrant cleaning, because there's still, even though it's might be a new development, but also with the brand new water lines, but also to they still back up, and all that goes to the end, and it builds up, and it goes into the people's homes. So if you do have a home, you're getting brown water, anywhere in the community, just call City Hall, and then they should be able to call and give your address, and the city will come down and open up the hydrants and clean up all the dirty water there. So thank you very much.
Yeah, very good point, Supervisor Espinoza. So again, especially whether you're in the new subdivision or older subdivision, if you happen to be in a cul-de-sac, more than likely you're in a dead end. So wherever there's any dead ends, over time, because it is a dead end, you will start to see a little bit of accumulation, because our water, the makeup of our water has some manganese, has some iron, has other minerals. And if it was a closed system where, we would only push water out and close it where you're receiving the water at your home, it would be a different story. But it's an open system, so whatever happens in your home can accumulate. And if there's no circulation, especially if you have a second-story home, so it's a good idea to continuously, have the circulation in your home. But if you do get discolored water, yes, you call City Hall. We visit your home, we check and see if there's any other issues, and then we look and see if it needs to be flushed, and if that's the case, then we go from there. So thank you.
Me again, Catherine Shaw Rodriguez, P.O. Box 163. This is the kind of agenda item where it would be so nice to have a map showing where those pipes are going to be going, especially since it is a community development block grant, meaning that the city targeted specific streets when they put in the application. It would be so nice to see a copy of the map in the agenda packet. What would really be nice, if it's in color, and even better if we had the maps on the wall, showing the city of Livingston, showing the zoning, nice and color-coded, to where even if we didn't have a map in the agenda packet, we could walk over to the map on the wall and point where things are. So please, let's have some maps.
Done. Thank you very much. That's an oversight on our part, and I will certainly communicate that over to the engineering team and we will put some zoning maps in here and include a map, because we do have that. Yes, absolutely. So thank you very much.
No other public comment? We'll bring it back to council.
This is an exciting project. It's definitely going to help a lot. I call them our water warriors, but our Public Works Department has been doing a great job. We had a problem with the brown water about 2 months ago, and they have put in new methods to prevent it, and I haven't had any public comments or examples of brown water in the last 2 months. So hope you can pass that along, that we've been really happy with their progress and new measures they put in, and this will further help keep our water clear and not brown.
Any other comments or motions?
I'd like to make the motion that we adopt resolution 2018, accepting the low bid from RTC Construction Management in the amount of $1,079,411 for the construction of the waterline replacement project Phase 3, 16 CDBG 11142, authorizing city manager to sign the agreement on behalf of the city of Livingston.
Have a first from the vice mayor. So I have a second.
Second.
Second by Councilmember McKay. Roll call, please.
Councilmember McCabe?
Aye.
Councilmember Aguilar?
Yes.
Councilmember Siqueiros?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Samra?
Yes.
Mayor Soria?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Okay, moving forward, we have item 9, resolution opposing the recommendation of the final proposal to amend the Bay Delta Plan, proposed final amendments, and a final substitute environmental document, SCD, released by the State Water Resources Control Board, parentheses, State Water Board on July 6, 2018.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we're a little bit behind the game on this. I should have brought this to us probably about a month or two ago when this came out. Most cities in Merced County at this point have opposed this draft version. This version would take 40% of our surface water, and as you know, here in Livingston, one of our goals in the future is to access surface water, and we also need surface water for our recharge, and we have representation on the GSAs and the MRWA boards and the Sigma, and having access to this water is important for us and not to continue to send it down to the ocean. Yesterday, there were, I would say, close to 1,000 people on the Capitol steps. Merced County was well represented, and Livingston was well represented. Supervisor Pereira, Darren McDaniels, Lee Lohr, and Supervisor O'Banion were all there, and then Supervisor-elect Silvera was there. Leslie, the CEO of Livingston Community Health, was one of the main speakers there to talk about the public health impact of losing 40% of our water would do, and she did an amazing job and a great job representing Livingston. I was there along with other representatives from all the 6 cities in Merced County, and Merced County's congressman was there, senator, assembly member. Our assemblyman was actually the one who organized it along with Darren McDaniel. So I would like us to pass this resolution in support of the rest of the county and try to take a leadership role in opposing this draft plan.
Thank you, Councilman McCabe. I'm going to open it up for public comment. 8:48.
So I want to correct council member also that this event was also organized by the Farm Bureau of Merced also.
I mean, there were several groups
Yeah,
that were part
there
of
were
it.
several groups
Yeah.
also as well. Matter of fact, I'll be leaving to Sacramento tomorrow regarding the water, the clean water also. You know, we've been going to Sacramento a lot in regards to the water, the clean water, in other words, and this other issue in regards to what they are going to, I believe they approved it already, or they're in the process of approving it. But we from the community are also against it, you know, and I hope that you guys make that decision also as well. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any other comments? I will close public comment at 8:49, and I will bring it back to council for either comments or a motion.
Just a quick comment, and I'll let someone else make the motion if they wish, is this is very important. Water is the new gold in California, and we need to fight for our share. Dumping into the ocean makes no sense. We got farmers who can't farm their land, but go ahead and fill up the oceans like they need to be more full. You know, it doesn't make sense. So I think we absolutely positively should support this.
All right, any other comments, motions?
You want me to make the motion?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, all right. Now I was gonna, because you were so vested, I thought maybe
I'm
you
excited to be the second.
Okay, there you go. All right. Then I'll make the motion, we adopt the resolution number 2018 opposing the State Water Resolution Control Board's adoption and implementation of the amended Bay Delta Water Quality Control Panel and final substitute environmental document.
All right, we have a motion from Mr. Vice Mayor Samra. Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call. Councilmember McCabe.
Aye.
Councilmember Aguilar.
Yes.
Councilmember Siqueiros.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Samra.
Yes.
Mayor Soria.
Yes.
Motion approved.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you for watching that TV, and thank you for coming out to the City Council. This concludes our council meeting for August 21st. Drive safely home, go home and love your family. Have a good night.